seawater which devastated Aceh 12 years ago. The December 26, 2004 tsunami disaster also left many amazing stories from a number of survivors, as compiled below. 1. Saved by a big snake. Umi Kalsum, 58 years old, who is known as Grandmother Sum. This woman survived death thanks to the help of a large snake. On Sunday morning, December 26, 12 years ago, the woman Umi Kalsum said she was gardening flowers at the yard of his house in Alu Naga village at that time, and suddenly the earth shook as if it had been hit by the Aceh earthquake, which had a magnitude of 9.1 on the Richter scale, and a few minutes after the earthquake everyone was running screaming that the seawater was rising ashore. Not far when Umi Kalsum ran, and suddenly her body was slammed by a wave of tsunami seawater. Umi Kalsum suddenly lost her consciousness because she was tossed about by the dense waves of the tsunami at that time. Umi Kalsum said, "I realized at that time that I was on this bridge whose name was Kaju. Yes, subhanallah, I saw the mouth of the big snake right in front of my eyes. My body was wrapped around the big snake at that time." Umi Kalsum explained in English Aceh at that time. At first Umi Kalsum thought that the big snake was just like a banana tree. The color of the snake was green, and after arriving at the bridge I realized. As soon as I saw the head of the big snake, oh my God, I was shocked and said, "Please save me to land, good snake." Umi Kalsum said at that time, "The snake is estimated to be as big as a power pole. The snake pulled my body by wrapping around my body, and suddenly the big snake released me by straightening its body, and after that the big snake went somewhere else," said Umi. Two small children survive in the middle of the sea 21 days on December 26, 2004, 12 years ago. The shirt for the Portugal national team with the number 10 back, which was listed with the name of the world soccer star, Rui Costa, was worn by a small child on his body. It doesn't want another jersey number. And on Sunday morning the little boy wearing the Portugal national team shirt was playing football in the field behind his house at that time. The boy's name was Martunis. The boy was known as a lucky magic boy. An earthquake measuring 9.1 on the Richter scale at that time stopped the boy and his friends who were playing football. And after that, not long ago, the car that Martunis was riding in was hit by a giant wave of seawater, so that Martunis was separated from his mother and 3 siblings at that time. Sleep and Martunis climbed into the bed. But Martunis didn't last long. The bed finally sank. Martunis kept trying and survived at that time, so Martunis was hanging from a tree trunk which was drifting at that time. The current of the tsunami at that time brought Martunis in circles so that he fell unconscious at that time. As soon as the little boy woke up, Martunis was stuck in the top of the big tree. Martunis said at that time everything was leveled to the ground. "I don't know where my house is. What you can see with me only the corpses lying on the ground," said Martunis. Martunis at that time survived for 21 days in the middle of the sea, and there was no one but humans who had become floating corpses in the middle of the sea. And to survive, Martunis himself collected food and mineral water which at that time was swept away by the tsunami waves, and on the 21st day, a ship with the Portuguese flag arrived and finally Martunis was helped by the ship. And then this news reached the Ronaldo's ears, and Ronaldo at that time immediately visited Martunis in Aceh, and Ronaldo raised Martunis as his adopted son until now. This news was quoted from a Sky News journalist who at that time covered the tsunami disaster in Aceh.